At the end of the day, your brand is what people say about you.
Getting initial traction and then just doubling down on that.
When people purchase your products, they're saying something very specific about themselves.
Welcome to On the Fly.
I'm Áine Kilkenny. I'm one of the co-founders of Riley. We are an Irish female-founded period care company supplying 100% organic cotton period products that are better for our bodies and better for our planet. We have two sides of our business, our D2C side, which is a subscription service delivered straight to our customer's door. And we also have a B2B side of our business where we partner with small, medium and large businesses to provide our products into their bathrooms for their employees and their customers as well. So we've grown in Ireland, the UK and throughout Europe since our launch in April 2021. And we now have over 140 corporate clients, including Wayflyer, EY and also AIB Bank.
Tell me how this idea came about, Áine.
Yeah, it's a great question and one that we get asked a lot. So my self and my two co-founders, Lauren and Fiona, were together one evening. It was actually just at the tail end of COVID-19 and we were having a glass of wine as we do, and I got my period. And we had no period products in the house. We tore apart every bag, every desk drawer, every pocket to try and find a period product, and we had none. So it really ruined our night, but it got us really thinking. You know, we're three women in our late 20s, early 30s, and this happens to us pretty much every month without fail. How did we have no period products? And it actually led us down a rabbit hole of really shocking discovery and what is in these period products. And these are products that we're putting in our bodies every single month, and we've never questioned them before. So we started to look into what are in mainstream period products, and a lot of them are made from rayon, which is a synthetic material. And we started looking for an alternative that, you know, was better for our bodies, but also better for our planet, because there's a huge amount of waste that comes from female hygiene products, which is a huge problem. And we couldn't find anything that would suit our lifestyle. And there was nothing on the market for us. So we got to work and we launched Riley in April 2021.
Now, as you're fully aware, this category is dominated by some huge brands that are really ingrained into the kind of lifestyle of lots of women all over the world. Was it not daunting to come up against these competitors?
Yeah, definitely. I think that the fundamentals of our product is very different, though, from what is on the shelves. And a huge part of our business is education. So really educating our customers on what is in mainstream period products, and also, you know, what our products are made from. So our products are 100% organic cotton. They're also biodegradable, and the packaging is made from wood pulp, which is biodegradable as well. So our products can break down within 12 months versus mainstream period products that can live on this earth for up to 500 years. So even to put that into context, any period products that I've used before we started Riley is still on this earth today. So it's causing a huge amount of waste, and that's obviously a massive problem, particularly because the average woman uses around 11,000 non-recyclable applicator tampons, which is 5,500 plastic bags. So it was definitely very daunting, the idea of it, but I think we're three incredibly ambitious women and we knew what we wanted to achieve, and we couldn't find an alternative on the market that would work. So we just had to do it ourselves.
Yeah, ambitious is right. Can you give a bit about your backgrounds?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have worked in both startup and corporate environments throughout my career. My most recent role before starting Riley was in Salesforce. And the three of us had very clear career growth plans. We didn't really plan on starting Riley. It kind of happened. But my co-founder Lauren had spent 8 years in London, and my other co-founder Fiona had a D2C business before. So we definitely gave up a lot in order to start this business. And moving into your family home at the age of 30 is not easy, but at the same time, we were incredibly driven. So we knew that this was our opportunity, and we knew that we had to take it.
Yeah, I know from like personal experience from seeing your brand that you guys really came out of the blocks fast with like great branding, splashed all over the media. There must have been a lot of work that went on behind the scenes between conception of the idea and the actual launch, which was it in 2021, April 2021.
Yeah.
Can you just talk me through like what you guys did to prepare for this go to market? Because it's really a lesson, I think, in how to execute.
Yeah, once we came up with the idea, we honestly worked morning, noon, and night, and we came up with the branding ourselves. We really just we bootstrapped the business, so we came up with everything ourselves. And really, even when it was like looking for manufacturers, the product quality was incredibly important to us. So making sure that we were partnering with a manufacturer who had all the necessary health and safety certifications, so that the product quality was the highest that it could be. And that's why we partnered with someone here in Europe as well, so that we could understand and visit the factory and also develop our relationship and really to do our new product development with them and also look at their quality control as well. That was really important to us. So we actually hit the ground running in those 4 months before we launched in April 2021. And then when we did, we had the brand, ready to go. And we were really open in sharing our story on our mission and what we were trying to achieve. We fundamentally believe that period products should be treated the exact same way as toilet rolls, so that they should be in every single bathroom that you walk into. And we have been clear about what we wanted to achieve from the beginning as well. So media was actually a huge help in this. They really picked up our story and ran with it as well. And that was so helpful for us. And I think that I would always advise other founders as well to have their story really, really clear and have it genuine, because that's what people can relate to. And you don't need to appeal to everyone. You just need to appeal to a small group of people who love you, so that they are going to be your real brand advocates as well.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
it's a perfect way to kind of find product market fit without putting a lot of cash at risk. And like I really think that organic PR at the start of a product launch is just such a hack to getting off the ground, especially for a bootstrapped company.
Yeah,
Because it allows you to kind of like tease out the product and the feedback to it without, spending lots of money. And I see
definitely.
a
And
lot
I think also getting off the ground quickly is really important. So just getting it out there and getting feedback from customers as well. So, a lot of tech companies talk about a minimum viable product. I would always say to just get out there and start generating revenue, because that's when you'll start to really learn, and your customers will be really quick to give you their feedback as well, which I think is really important. And we took those learnings from the very beginning and tweaked everything as we went, versus trying to launch the perfect product in the perfect way. So I think that's really important as well.
And like another thing, it's not like you were launching with this like war chest of like 100 grand advertising budget and
No.
just blowing that all over the internet and then going, actually, do you know what, we're not doing this right, and we've just blown through all our ad budgets. So doing it like via the media, via your story, it's just a really big advantage, I think, to launch. But at the
Yeah.
same time, that PR probably wears off after a while, and you have to, it's great to get you off the ground and build your initial customer base and start getting in some revenue. How did you then start to turn the screw a little bit more on growing the new customers?
Yeah, so definitely, we still really rely on the media, in terms of we still very much do interviews, radio interviews, newspaper interviews, that kind of stuff. A huge turning point for us was in October 2021, October and November. We were on the Late Late Show in Ireland, which you don't think that many people actually watch the Late Late Show, but it was live. And my co-founder Lauren went on it, and she introduced our brand and she talked about our story. And our website nearly crashed because so many people were ordering, which was incredible. And our business is obviously a subscription business as well, so those were reoccurring thereafter too. So I think the media just has a huge pull and power in Ireland as well, which is brilliant. Other marketing strategies that we used were with kind of micro influencers. We didn't have the budget to go after really big influencers. And we also just were really we would be really forthcoming in sending our product to people. Like, we wanted feedback, and we have a rating of excellent on Trustpilot from our customers, but we'd be really quick to send people samples for them to get to know the brand, because we're really proud of our product and our product quality, so we know it speaks for itself. So really, it was just about getting our products in the hands of people, so that they could talk about it.
With micro influencers, was it a case where you had to pay anything, or what was the kind of, what did you have to do to get them to post? Was it they just really liked the product and they were happy to post about it for free, or?
Yeah, usually what we did was we would send it to influencers and just ask for their feedback. Some will post, some won't. And I think that's what's really important with micro influencers as well. They're very transparent with their audiences, and they really will only post what they believe in. So for us, that worked really well for us, so that people could just like start seeing us. And we also worked with micro influencers who shared the same kind of passions and interests that we did as well, or that our brand does. So the fit was really nice between the influencer and our brand too. So I think that was important. And we really wanted people to love it. And I think that because they did, they were happy to post about it. We've also, we've worked with content creators as well who've created ads and videos and things for us too. So that's another avenue we have gone down. But I think that, yeah, the micro influencer route has always worked better, even than larger influencers with bigger followings that we have worked with.
Interesting. I would imagine for you guys as well, there is like a lot of word of mouth. I know it's hard to quantify, but I just feel like it's the type of business and the type of community that would really lean heavily into word of mouth.
Yeah, definitely. And I think as well is, this is a product women want. They haven't had access to it. So our community is incredibly important to us, and education is a large part of that on all sides, in terms of educating people on, mainstream period products, but also educating them on female health. There's so much about female health we have no idea on, and there's so much more to be done. But sharing, for us, content is really important, and educating our community is really important, because it's stuff we didn't know in our late 20s, early 30s, and we're just trying to help our community. And I think that that's an added value that people really like, and they really want to be educated and want to hear more. And we've partnered with a doctor for that, so that we do Instagram lives with her, and she does blog posts for us as well, so that we can make sure that we're getting the content out, but it's the right content as well, and it's coming from the right source. So yeah, word of mouth is really, really important to us too. And we do a lot of events such as Wellfest or Move at the Manor. We've done those, and getting out there and meeting customers is a huge one for us. And that's where we really got a lot of our feedback during those events too. Just hearing from people, oh, I have too much product, or I have too little product, or I'd love to see a heat pad, or I'd love to see this, or do you have more absorbencies? So that's really, we take on board all that feedback to be able to grow our brand as well.
Yeah, it sounds like you just really want to provide value to the people who are invested in your brand and invested in your product.
Definitely. Yeah, absolutely. And we also we raised money twice at the end of 2021 and this year 2023, and we did crowdfunding both times, along with a mix of angel investments as well. And crowdfunding is a really interesting one, because people really feel strongly about Riley. They feel really strongly about our brand. And when we set our campaign live, the first person who invested was a customer. So that's like, it just tells you you're doing things right. Although there's always things that need to be changed and improved, it really gave us the feeling like, okay, there is a massive market here, and we are doing something right. And it really it drove us on. It just like made us even more passionate about it. So that was a really interesting one too.
Once you acquire a new customer, how do you, I know you kind of build community kind of externally and you provide value and content, but in terms of the customer base, and once you acquire a customer, how are you like nurturing that relationship and trying to reduce that churn?
Yeah, it's a really good question. And we did focus a lot on acquiring new customers, but we've really put a lot of focus into our retention strategy as well. Obviously, it is better to try and retain customers than acquiring customers all the time in terms of cost. So we do a surprise and delight. So for every second order, the customer will receive something really small in their package. So like just a small pair of socks or a little scrunchie or something, just to add that little bit more value as well, when they're getting their package. And it means that like they're going to look forward to it as well. So we deliver every 3 months on a sustainability side, so that we're like doing less deliveries. And the other thing I think that's really important is our website. So our account page is really clear. I think particularly in Ireland, people's biggest fear is being stuck in a subscription that they can't get out of. I've been an Amazon Prime customer for the past like 5 years and I can't get out of it. I don't order anything from Amazon and I still am a Prime customer. So the last thing we want to do is like trick people into staying in our subscription. We want to be really clear. Transparency is a huge part of our brand. And so we try and make that really clear, and that the customers can go on and manage their own subscription. They can take out products if they have too much, they can add more in, they can change their delivery dates, they can pause it if they're on holidays, so trying to really create the brand like with the customer at the forefront of our minds as well, and giving them the control to manage their own subscription, I think is really important.
Yeah, I think you're just trying to create like a really seamless experience there, and
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like the customers are responding to it. And you guys, a lot of your business recently has been on the B2B side.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about that split? And initially, obviously, you were D2C, and then you've gradually evolved into an omni-channel company.
Yeah.
What has that evolution been like? And at the moment, what is the kind of share between the two?
It's so funny. We never saw it coming. So we obviously launched as a D2C brand, very much with, Harry's Razors or Dollar Shave Club in our mind's eye, or Estrid here in the UK. And we didn't think about B2B at all. And until we got a phone call from Vodafone, who was one of our first clients, and they had seen us in the paper actually and had read our story, and they rang and said, can you deliver to our office? And like any good startup, we were like, oh yeah, no problem. So then we put down the phone and just panicked and tried to figure out how to do that.
A large
So
quantity, is it?
yeah, our bulk subscription. So we had no idea really what we were doing when we first started in supplying our B2B clients. But then we realized that, there was a huge opportunity here for us as well to be able to supply to B2B clients. And to date, we've been really lucky that most of our clients have been inbound. So they have obviously reached out to us looking for us to supply them. And then, as I mentioned, we have over 140 corporate clients now across Ireland, the UK and Europe as well. So it has been really successful for us to expand into that channel. So we still have our D2C side, but to expand into the B2B side, because the contract values are way bigger, obviously. And they are a lot of work, don't get me wrong, and we're building out the team to be able to support that growth too. But definitely having both channels has been really beneficial for us and a turning point for our growth as well.
I'm kind of laughing to myself because you said that most of your corporate customers are inbound, and you also had said that most of your online customers were organic, or from PR and from doing events and stuff and word of mouth. So you're really in a really like special position there, where people are like clamoring to you, and it's a real testament for identifying an actual real gap in the market there and nailing it with the product market fit, because it feels like I'm not going to say it's very little effort for you, because it obviously is a lot of work, but it feels like lots of things are coming to you because of the quality of the product and the brand.
Definitely, but don't get me wrong, Dad, we've spent so much money on digital marketing as well. And like we have tried and tested so many things that haven't worked as well. So I know I'm coming on sounding like it's all rosy in the garden, but no, we've spent a huge amount on digital marketing too. And to be honest, we have reduced our marketing budget looking at 2024, just because the customer acquisition costs are just skyrocketing, and for a small business like us, we just can't keep up with it, and can't keep up with that amount of marketing spend as well. And I think the whole industry, or the D2C landscape is changing as well. I think the days of massive growth and pumping money into marketing is changing. And I think that companies are slowing down their growth, but making it more sustainable. I think for the long term, it's what, like, I'm hearing it across the board from other companies as well, that that's kind of what they're planning. But I think, yeah, we did get a lot of organic growth. And some of that is due to, ourselves as founders, in terms of going to events and getting involved in different programs. So we were involved in like the NDRC pre-accelerator. We were involved in the Endeavor program. We were one of the finalists for the EY Entrepreneur of the Year this year. So we really do throw ourselves into everything. We we don't like to say we go to the opening of an envelope, but we're not far away from it. So I think that's really important. And particularly in Ireland, the landscape for entrepreneurs, it's so small. And you know yourself, Dan, like, so everyone wants to help. So, getting out there and going to events, if you're having a day that you're like, oh God, things are tough and I don't know what to do, there's so many people that really will help, that we have found. I have rang so many random people to be like, hey, I know you're an operations expert, is there any way you'll help me? And they've been so receptive to it too. And the Irish network is just amazing. So I would say a huge piece of learning that I found in becoming an entrepreneur or starting my own business is that just ask for help, because people are dying to give it to you. And maybe you might have to buy them a pint at the end, but sure, that's always enjoyable too. But definitely asking for help and going to the right people has been huge for us.
Here's a tough question. Do you think you would have had the same level of success if you launched in the US? And I say that because in Ireland, we are extremely lucky in that it's a small place. And the media in Ireland, they can latch onto a story very easily. Someone who just breaks the norm and does something different, they're massively interested in it. You can't do that in America. It's expensive. You have to pay for it. And I wonder, do you guys think that you would have had that same success off the bat in somewhere like the US?
I don't think so. I mean, just the cost alone of the US and trying to build your brand there it's just so expensive. So I just don't think we would have seen the same level of success. I think launching in Ireland has given us the opportunity to really fine tune our brand, to be able to, understand our product offering really well, understand our customer profiles, and really get everything right before we do go to America. And even in comparison, I've moved over to London. I've just opened up our London office, and it's really different even over here. But we have that launch pad of Ireland already, and the Irish really do stick together. So I've already gotten so many introductions here in London through my Irish network. But I definitely think that it's just the US is just so expensive. So I think Ireland really is. People want people to succeed in Ireland, and they really do want to help. And I think that has helped us to build our brand and to fine tune it so that, when we've been moving into different markets, we already kind of know that, we've already been successful in Ireland, so we can take that to somewhere else.
Yeah, for sure. And there's two things I want to just kind of touch on before we wrap up. Seeing as we're on the subject of international expansion, you've just moved over to London. I'd love to know the details of your UK launch strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, what we've done is on the B2B side, we have used our Irish network and asked for referrals. So our current client database in Ireland, and asked those contacts to introduce us to our contacts, to their counterparts here in London, or throughout the UK. So that's kind of what we've started with. We also are putting money into B2B marketing. So as I mentioned, we haven't done that before. So in 2024, we're putting a resource and money behind B2B marketing to start really lead gen, both here in Ireland and the UK as well.
Is that like direct sales or direct mail, or what would that be?
So actually both. So we have hired a sales member over here as well, and I've actually moved into a sales role here too. but more so B2B marketing in terms of like filling like our sales funnel. So through both our website, but also through like more B2B focused content and email strategy and things like that as well. So that's what we've kind of done on the B2B side. And on the D2C side, we're really focused on retention. We've always been live across Ireland, the UK, and the EU. So we're really focused on that retention piece for 2024 for the D2C side.
Okay, so that's the kind of paid ad acquisition is going to take a back seat while you maintain the customers you have on the D2C side, and then really try and scale up that B2B side.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Great. And what does the future hold for Riley?
Who knows? No, like we definitely want to go global. And we're really excited about it. So as I said, you know, after 2 years, we've launched into the UK, and then we'll continue to grow throughout Europe, and we want to get to the US as well. So I think that's what's going to be really important to us. I think with that comes, you know, new product development as well. So there's so many areas of female health that we really do want to expand into as well, to give people the opportunity for those better quality products. So there's definitely a lot of room for us to grow there too. So I think, global expansion and also new product development as well is the plan for the next couple of years.
Amazing. Well, we've been taking a very keen eye here in Mayflower, and everybody's been watching your progress and always talking about Riley. So to your continued success and best of luck with everything in 2024.
Thanks so much, Dan. And we're huge fans of Wayflower, and the partnership is really important to us. So we hope you guys will be alongside us as we do world domination.